Hello, I'm so happy I got a hold of you. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Lucious Showcase. I am Lucious T, and welcome to Action Hero Month, Week 2. This week we're taking a look at the third entry in a movie series that everyone hates. However, there's also a bunch of games based on it. You already know which one we're playing, it is the title, so let's check it out. When I saw Alien 3 in theaters, I knew nothing about it. This was before the internet age, and seeing Newt and Hicks die immediately was not a great way to follow up on Aliens. Suffice it to say, I hated the movie. Jeez. Spoilers though? Alien 3 was another game I'd never even heard of until I picked it up in the caught eBay slip-in deal in 2015. I will admit, that was a fine score, my friend. Fine score. Not bad. I've heard some pretty good things about it too. So let's check it out and see if it's Aliens good or Alien 3 bad. Let's dive in.
There's a lot of games out there, some of which you've never even heard of. That's where I come in. I'm Lucious T. I've been playing games since the age of 2, and I have no life. This is retroactive.
Alien 3 is a side-scrolling action platformer broken down into 6 stages. Each stage is broken further down into 5 to 7 missions. Now all missions are available at the beginning of the stage and can be done in any order. You can only access missions from one of the various terminals located in the opening section of the level. Now missions vary from sealing doors to rescuing hostages. Never known aliens to hold hostages. Even I think that's ridiculous. You also fix pipes, kill eggs, restore circuits, and various other menial tasks. Now once the mission is complete, you need to return to a terminal in order to complete the mission and choose another. More on this later. Now a stage cannot end until you complete all missions and return to a terminal. The game also does not save between missions or have a continue system, so if you die, you need to start over from the beginning. Now you play as Bald Ripley, and you are thrown right into the fray. There is little story in this game relating to the movie besides the opening scene. Now not to disappoint, the game is sure to pour more salt in the wound by saying Newt and Hicks are dead. Come on game developers, since when do you ever follow the plot of a movie anyways? Now Ripley has 3 attacks: machine gun, flamethrower, and grenade launcher. Each is brilliantly mapped to its own button on the SNES controller, making weapon switching a breeze. Now Ripley's movement leaves a little to be desired. Downward movement shooting is a little awkward, and most of the enemies require you to crouch to hit anyways. This makes the flamethrower weapon of choice while navigating pipes. Now you cannot jump and downward shoot either, which is unfortunate. Now you can control your movement angle when you jump, but if you fall Simon Belmont status, aka like a rock. Now animation is pretty solid though for an SNES game, and Ripley can hang on bars and shoot on ladders. Other than the wonky crouch mechanic, she feels great to control. Now level design is pretty solid as well. At least it starts out that way. Now there is no map system, so you must memorize locations from the computer terminal and navigate the terminal map system in order to find your objective and plan a route to your next task. It's pretty fun at first. Now level 1 tasks you with 7 missions, some of which are fairly simple, other ones which have you travel the whole length of the base. Luckily, medbays offer health, and the game also has regenerating items, so if you heal up in the medbay and come back later, all the health will be back. Same with ammo refills. This is needed since you only get 1 life. There is only a password system between stages, but seeing as how stages can take upwards of an hour and get increasingly complicated, this becomes a serious problem. Now level 3 only has 1 terminal, which can only be accessed by taking a route backwards through the base. However, all the mission takes place on the other side of the base, so you have to constantly backtrack the whole stage, keeping health and ammo up while you do this needlessly elongated path. I thought this was a one-off mistake, but Stage 4 doubled down on this with making the main corridor even more of a pain in the ass to navigate. Now enemies respawn infinitely, and by this time the mission started to wear on me. They were always the same missions. Other than introducing a mini-boss alien in Stage 3, you were always accomplishing the same tasks. The game never had a boss fight. Further exacerbating the problem was some missions would take place in the same room and needing to go all the way back to the terminal on the other side of the base just to allow access to the new mission so I could trek all the way back was just artificial game length. It's a real shame because the combat is pretty fun. But I gave up because the game structure became tedious and unfun. Now, I used the code to jump to level 6, but couldn't deal with the monotony anymore. I even tried to use the invincibility code, but I really just wanted to be done playing this dreck. So sad to see a good game ruined by bad design. Time for some Lucious metrics. Game design. Terrible. Having to go back to a terminal to start and finish quests was bad enough. Making it a slog to get back to said terminal was even worse. Had the game allowed you to access all missions at the offset and not required you going to the terminal between each, it still would have been a little cumbersome. Remember, the terminal is the only way to look at the map. But it would have made sense. Going to the terminal would have meant something. I need to check my progress. I can't remember what is left, etc. This method is just arbitrary game elongation. Playability. Pretty good. The gunplay in the game is solid. Other than it being awkward to get into crouch, the game handles remarkably well and captures the atmosphere of the Aliens universe very well. They even threw in the great "Game over, man!" Game over, man! Rip Bill Paxton. Now, mapping each gun to its own button and having ammo and health respawn should have made this an SNES classic. Sadly, playability can't make up for crap design. Cost of entry. Debatable. It's only $10, but still, I don't know if I justify spending $10 on this mess. I got this game as a bonus in a lot that included an SNES Mini and Sunset Riders. The fact that it was complete was gravy. After playing this, I may just consider it trade bait, not worthy of staying in my collection. Storytelling. Weak. The opening cutscene follows the beginning of Alien 3, but the gameplay itself is just fetch missions and Ripley navigating mazes. Strangely, some stages even show people in the background, and then the hostages you rescue just disappear. I can't help but think having more of a story in this game would have kept it from feeling so boring in the later stages. Something I rarely ask a game of this era to do. Game over, man! Alien 3 is one of those rare games that's fun to play but collapses under the weight of its own design. No contiues, reliance on terminals, and lack of narrative all combine to ruin the experience. If you're not looking to beat the game, I can see someone having fun just playing with the fun gameplay. However, for people like me who live on beating games, this was a real miss. Taking all that into account from the perspective of a binge-playing game finisher, I give this my Lucious T recommendation of skip it. And there you have it. That's it for this week, guys. Thank you for joining me. Wow, what a horrible game this was. So surprised because it started out so well, but man, did it get bad. So let me know if you played Alien 3. Let me know if I'm way off. It is, funnily enough, an LJN game, though it says Acclaim when the game starts. LJN is nowhere to be seen when you turn it on. So I'm guessing they really just published it. So yeah, definitely not overtaking True Lies or Maximum Carnage. But yeah, once again, let me know if you've played it. And for next week, we're going to be looking at a very, very good movie that has a game. So yeah, that's all you're getting. I'm a big fan of it, by the way. You can kind of guess. Anyways, as a reminder, I release a new video every Tuesday. And once again, it's been so nice getting a hold of you. Take care.